Across vast seas to a distant land where Mediterranean shores envelop a city rich in history, myth and legend, beyond ancient winding alleyways, in one of the oldest still functioning port cities of the world, you will come across no ordinary place. This is Tabeetha School, Jaffa, the Church of Scotland's only school in the world. Tabeetha is the distinguished legacy of Scottish Jane Walker Arnott, who travelled to Jaffa in 1858. Shocked by the oppression the women suffered under the then Turkish rule, it moved her to want to help. She decided to empower specifically the girls by facilitating and aiding their education. Tabeetha School, named after the woman of good works in the book of Acts chapter 9, was created on the 6th of March 1863, when 14 Christian, Jewish and Muslim girls were welcomed to an upper room in Jane's home. She taught them to read and write, as well as important life skills, embroidery and needlework. The girls made lace, which was sold in Scotland to raise money for the school. The demand for this kind of education was so great that within a matter of years the number of students had grown substantially. The girls and their teachers had to move out of the house and into a new building. With funds raised and donated, the current building was erected in 1875. Jane Walker Arnott died in 1911 and bequeathed the school to a very surprised Church of Scotland, who took ownership in 1912. An inspiration to all those who knew her, Jane had over 3,000 people of all faiths attending her funeral. A memorial plaque placed in the school after her death has the scripture taken from Proverbs 31 verse 28. Her children rise up and call her blessed. In the early 1940s, the school welcomed boys too, and to facilitate the growing demand for space, ceased to be a boarding school in the 1960s. Tabeetha's reputation still spreads far and wide, and its popularity continues to this day. Each class size is limited to 20 local students of all religions and 5 students from the expatriate community. The waiting lists are long, and there are many children each year who are horribly disappointed. For a Christian school in a predominantly non-Christian land, this speaks volumes. Behind its guarded gate, the elegant white walls, stonework and blue shutters, there are poignant scriptures forever etched in the very foundations and brickwork of this extraordinary place. This is God's school, a true haven of peace in the notoriously war-torn Middle East.
Walking through the gates of Tabeetha guarantees a unique experience. Here, with the understood rule of leaving politics at the gate, 35 countries, represented in 322 children from numerous tribes, tongues, nations and creeds, are educated side by side. Tolerance is one of the biggest lessons learned, and the atmosphere reflects this. Children aged 4 to 18 are taught in English from reception to A-level standard. As from September 2010, the subjects offered are Arabic, art, biology, chemistry, English literature, Hebrew, history, ICT, maths, religious education, and Russian. For many learners, this is their third language and alphabet, With its reputation as a centre of excellence, Tabeetha is stricter than the average Israeli school and places great emphasis on respect, tolerance, and good manners. Its connection with Scotland is nurtured as much as possible by staff, as well as the Church of Scotland's Friends of Tabeetha. Staff and students take pride in their work, and lessons are conducted not only in the classrooms but also on field trips all around this culturally rich land. They take part in musical assemblies, are incredibly talented in art, and even enjoy cooking lessons. The main annual fundraising event is the Spring Fair, in which the whole community gets involved. The International Food Day sees all the various countries represented at the school bringing and sharing traditional dishes with students, parents, and staff alike. There is something really significant about seeing all the flags together, knowing that everyone represented has the same goal in mind. Now officially recognised as a non-profit organisation, Tabeetha, being in a lower socio-economic area, is a minimal fee-paying school and relies on fundraising events and donations for anything over and above the running costs. As the building is very old, the upkeep is constant. Summer holidays are the perfect time for maintenance work and renovations to be carried out. Over the last few years, very generous donations from Scotland have allowed for a computer department to be established and much needed landscaping work to be done. The students can now be protected from the heat during their break times. Their parents are really happy that their children aren't bringing home sand anymore. When Tabeetha graduates leave, they take with them advantages that few of their counterparts have. Many alumni have prestigious positions in foreign embassies and get accepted to international universities. Generations have passed through Tabeetha's doors, and the legacy and heritage continues. Thank you for joining us on this journey.